The Rocket Review is sponsored by Why Not Saloon.
He's an incredible country music singer, songwriter. He also owns coffee shops and he heads up a record label. The one and only Craig Campbell. So good to have you back on.
Man, glad to be here. Appreciate you having me.
It seems like it's been so long, but you know, I feel like I'm constantly in touch with you, watching you on social media with your incredible skits. And then we got to talk about this new song, Missing You.
We can talk about it, but you know, social media, that's where everybody goes to find out everything about anything.
Right.
And it's all true.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, and I asked you when you got here to the studio, you know, when, you know, and you said, you know, if I've got a release or something with a song or something, I can come and hang out in the hot tub, but I have to leave my clothes on.
No. The contrary, you cannot put, you got no clothes.
No clothes.
I'm a bathing suit.
Okay.
But not
okay.
like not fully clothed.
Because I know that, you know, people have snuck into your hot tub and then you've had to kick them out.
Get them out of there.
Yeah.
You can't get in there with jeans on.
But it seems like some of your best announcements now happen from the hot tub.
If I'm talking about shows, that's usually where I announce them from, is from the hot tub. Just, you know, people when they're scrolling on social media, if you do these things consistently, if you see me in the hot tub, you know I'm about to tell you where I'm playing.
I love all your skits, Craig. Once again, knowing your sense of humor and also, you know, your incredible voice and your songs and everything. And I want to go back to this Missing You, to where this song is for radio. I mean, which, you know, you've done a lot of incredible streaming songs. I was on your Spotify playlist, which still love Outskirts of Heaven and Fish. But also I see Missing You is climbing up on your list, even on listens.
It is.
And radio stations have embraced it.
Yeah, for the longest time, I've always believed in this song. From the first time I heard it, I knew that not only did I just fall in love with the melody and the lyrics and all that, it's one of those songs that I think everybody can relate to. You know, how many times have you been in a relationship and then the relationship was over, and then even though you know that probably the best thing is for you guys to be going separate ways, you still miss that person.
Right. And
you start doing things you wouldn't normally do, and that's kind of where this song came from, and so it's a very relatable subject, and when we produced it, it just felt like it was the song that I needed to take to radio, and yeah, radio is arms wide open. Right. They're embracing it. It seems like the stations that are already playing it are getting some really, really good feedback. So, I mean, the journey is still going to be it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, but I feel good about this one.
Well, you know, what impresses me too, once again, I just always love your voice and your sense of humor and everything you bring to the table, Craig. But, you know, you were recently on American Idol you know, not long ago too, and it seems like your old buddy Luke Bryan, you know, you did some time with him on the road. In fact, I think the last time on the tour was 2017. Yeah. You know, and you used to play a little keyboards with him.
Yeah, I used to be Luke's piano player back.
Were you trying to help Luke out, because I know his career and everything?
You know,
right now.
when I played piano for him, I gave him some advice, and you know, and he did well with it. And so, yeah, fast forward, full circle, being able to open some shows for him back in 2017. But yeah, recently I was asked to play piano for a friend of my daughter's. They all go to school together down in Eagleville. Yeah. Maddie Pruitt, and she is just an incredible talent. And she said, "Hey, I'm auditioning for American Idol. Would you want to play piano for me?" I was like, "Absolutely, yes, I would love to." So it was kind of cool because I didn't know how that was all going to work out. I didn't know what the process was like. Yeah. Didn't even know if we were going to see Luke and Carrie and Lionel, but we did. We ended up, and you know, after the fact. I talked to Luke's manager. I said, "Did Luke know I was coming?" And she's like, "No, we wanted it to be a surprise." So when you saw that episode, Luke truly was surprised to see me.
That's so great, though, because I mean, you're so well known in the music community. You know, from your early start, you know, moving to Nashville, I believe, like in 2002, and then everything you've accomplished and playing, you know, music with Luke and also with Tracy, you know, and then forming your own solo career, and you know. Outskirts of Heaven still, it's like going, I mean, you have so many songs that people know and associate you with, to where even when you're playing at your coffee shop, I know they've got to want to hear those, Craig.
Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be able to have the career that I've had, you know. There's still a lot of things that I have not been able to check off my bucket list, but I've been absolutely no complaints. And when I go out and do shows, you know, that you got inevitably somebody about halfway through the show is going to holler out "Outskirts of Heaven," or they're going to holler out "Fish." You know, so those songs are the polar opposite songs.
Right.
But those are the songs that people recognize me with, and I'm proud of those. I'm proud of every song that I've ever had. And so when I do play Grindstone, I don't typically do a Craig show. I do normally just do 90s country.
Right.
But there's always, you know, we'll throw in some Craig songs just to make sure everybody's happy.
Well, and I've got to bring this up too on it, Craig, but to where Grindstone Cowboy has also been acknowledged as a great venue because you built a little stage there.
Yeah.
You've got the coffee shop in Eagleville. You're also opening up one in Shelbyville probably later this fall.
Yeah.
And then you're going to open one in Florida.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like a coffee shop mogul.
And yes, and I hope so. You know, if you'd asked me 5 years ago how this was going to look, I never would have thought we would be restaurant owners.
Right.
But it took off. We opened 3 years ago, and it's just Grindstone Cowboy has just exploded. So we got a location that's going to open in Shelbyville in this fall, and then the Florida thing is I'm excited about. They're going to be in Santa Rosa Beach down in Florida.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I never thought, you know, a couple of years, you know, 4 or 5 years ago that I would be a full-blown restaurant owner.
Right.
No.
And I also wanted to bring up the charity that's near and dear to your heart that you started back in 2023, remembering your father, Kenny Campbell, and I know you've raised a lot of money for cancer doing that, and I think that's just a great way to remember your father, and you know, to keep his memory alive, and helping others at the same time, Craig.
Yeah, so it was something that I was very passionate about. My dad was 36 years old when he died with colon cancer, and if anybody follows me at all, they know that the colon cancer research and awareness is my passion project for the past 15 years. And recently opened up my own 501c3, named it the Kenny Campbell Foundation. So all the money that we raise through my cornhole tournament that I have every June during CMA Fest,
which is huge,
and other events that we put on throughout the year, and just random donations.
Right.
I love having my own foundation so that I know exactly where that money's going and who it's going to help. But yeah, we've had a lot of fun over the last 10, 15 years raising money for colorectal cancer, and that's, we ain't slowing down. Hopefully this June the 3rd will be our 11th cornhole tournament.
Wow.
And we're expected to be bigger and better than it ever has been, so we're excited about it.
It's incredible. Well, I want to make sure for our viewers, because you are going to have an international tour going to UK, I think Europe and Norway, besides all over the United States. But I want to make sure, Craig, for your website, for the social media, also for Grindstone Cowboy Coffee, to come and have a great cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Where do our viewers need to go, and to also add Missing You to their playlist?
Yeah, see, we get asked all the time, like how, especially because I'm 100% independent with music, and you know, everything that we do, I'm paying for out of my own pocket. You know, it hurts sometimes to write those checks, but people ask, how can we help?
Yeah.
When it comes to music, saving it to your playlist, streaming it, telling your friends about it, posting about it, those are the best ways to help us as independent artists. But other than that, man, I'm social media. My handle is @CraigCampbellTV. TikTok is the only one that's different. It's @CraigCampbellMusic. And then Grindstone Cowboy Coffee. Just go check us out there too, and keep up with all that stuff. You can always go there to find out what's happening with me and with my restaurants, my music, and my family. My girls are doing some amazing things. My wife, you know, she's the heart and soul of Grindstone Cowboy. So lots going on, but we're taking the bull by the horns.
I'll tell you what, be sure and add Missing You to your playlist.
Please.
But also go see Craig Campbell live. Always puts on an amazing show. You get great vocals, great songs, and also a little humor mixed in too, which I enjoy. Craig, congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
Good to have you on the show.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Check him out.
The Rocket Review is sponsored by Why Not Saloon.